It's one thing to do business, it's another thing to be in the bridal niche. I'm telling you, it's a whole different world, it's a whole different niche, it's a whole different business entirely. So, if you're looking to start a bridal business, especially in 2025, this is a video you need to keep on watching. The bridal business is one business you should know that it's an, I don't want to use the word everlasting, but then it is here to stay for a very long time. If the bridal business is something you have a passion for, if it's something that is calling onto you, because it is one business that calls onto you, it is something that if you have the energy, if you have the vibe, if you have the the expertise, it calls onto you, it tells you come, 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 come. So that is how it is in the bridal business. So if the bridal business is something you want to go into, I have a few tips that will help you thrive. My name is Victoria, and I have been a bridal vendor for 5 years. I came into the bridal business in 2020 during the lockdown. It was an eye opening year for me, and I'm going to tell you a quick story on how I started. As you know, the bridal business has several branches, it has several aspects to it. You have the bridal dress, you have the makeup, that's the beauty, you have the hair, you have the bridal essentials, you have the bridal styling, you have several things that they go hand in hand together. Like all of you have to come together. So they say it takes a village to dress up a bride. It takes an entire city, an entire nation to dress up a bride. So as you know that the bridal business is very wide. It is very wide. Like I said, I started out in 2020. This is during the COVID virus, the COVID-19 virus. This is during Corona. And what led me into it, I have always had a passion for hair styling, plaiting hair, natural hair care. But then I didn't have the stamina for what it takes to like own a salon, do braids for the long hours. It wasn't my thing. I knew it wasn't my thing. If I people around me then, like my sisters, if I start helping them to make their hair, it's something that I would just stop halfway. And it wasn't intentional. I would stop halfway and be like, we'll continue tomorrow. So it is something I couldn't like persevere for. Then I thought about it, I did my research, and I found bridal hairstyling. It was a life changing experience for me, let me tell you that. I found it, and I was led to, the big guys in the industry, in the bridal hair industry, the people with the likes of Solange, people in the likes of um, Chris Bex, yeah, something like that, and Chris Israel. I'm trying to remember so many people, and Hair by Slim, and then several other people that I got to know later on. But then these people, of course, YouTube helped me with it. I got to know these people. I went into their lifestyle. Is this something I want to do? Is this something that can fund my lifestyle? Is this something I want to go into big time, like full time? And then I discovered that yes, it's something I would want to. But then I started making inquiries on how to, start. I couldn't just learn. Of course, I was learning from YouTube, but then it was just the basics that was on YouTube. And then I just wanted to, go into it full time, learn, like acquire the skill. So acquiring the skill was something that I knew was going to be a game changer for me. And then I believe it was the Holy Spirit that directed me towards. I started telling people I'm interested in this, I'm interested in that. But then there was no one around me that I knew that was into this. But then the Holy Spirit directed me to someone that I later learned. She learned from one of those big guys I was looking up to. So then I could afford her fees. And God led me to her. I really, really appreciate that season of my life because she did so much more for me. She taught me more than bridal hairstyling. She taught me wigging. She taught me the hair business in its entirety. So when the demand came for hairs, like when I started having brides that would be like, I don't know which kind of hair to get, and like it was just a business that came to me. Even as much as I started with bridal hairstyling, the first business I did was selling hairs because I had people that were that were in demand for it. They were always asking me for that. So yes, it's something that really helped me. So this brings me to my first tip. You should know that the bridal business is something that calls onto you. It calls onto you. You don't just, stumble on it. You don't just think about it and just just fabricate something. It calls onto you. There's a need for it. People around you would need it. And you'll be like, I can offer this service. I can do this. I can source for this. I can make this happen. So it calls onto you. That's what thing you should know. So if the bridal business has been calling onto you, any aspect at all, it might be the aspect of, sourcing for bouquets. It might be like arranging the bouquets, selling the bouquets. It might be selling hairs for brides. It might be the makeup. It might be robes. It might be the bridal dress itself. It might be bridal essentials, jewelry, things like that. Do you understand? So this business is something that calls on to you. If you know you have the business skill, you know you have the what it takes, the stamina, to source for things, to persevere, to bring good vibes to the bride. This is something you should go into. My next step here is that you should take your time to do your research. As much as the business calls on to you, you need to do your due diligence. You need to pay the price, do your research, know the niche, know the aspects you want to go into, know what you would eventually, be of service to people for. You know what you want to do. Just know that you can't just, combine everything together. Know what you want to do. If it's just hair you want to do, if it's bridal hairstyling you want to do, know it. If it's makeup, bridal makeup you want to do, know it. If it's dresses you want to go into, know it. On your way to making researches, on your way to all of this knowledge that you're acquiring, know that this is your time to develop passion for it. Of course, like I said, you don't, it's not something that you just stumble on, it's not a business that you just stumble on. It's something that calls on to you. You know that probably you were a bridesmaid for a bride and then you were put in charge to handle maybe the bridal robe or the wedding dress or just something like that. You know that okay, I was able to achieve this successfully. Then you know that the business has called on to you. You know it's something you have done, especially when you did multiple times. When you can do things like that for people multiple times. Event planners, do you think they just wake up one day and say, I want to be an event planner? No. They must have they must have solved the problem for someone. They must have seen themselves, successfully handling events before they can go into the event. At least that's what should be. But this is your chance to develop the passion for it. Of course, if you've had the passion for it before now, that's really great. That's really good. But now, as you're taking your time to research, develop passion for it. I keep repeating it. Develop passion for it because it is very necessary. It's what will keep you going over time. When brides start giving you a headache up and down, it's the passion you have for it that is going to keep you going, that is going to make you wake up the next day and say, yes, I'm still a bridal vendor. I am still a bridal stylist. I am still a bridal hairstylist. Do you understand? Another thing is that while you are making this research, you need to know the style. You need to know the language that you want to be speaking to your bride. You need to know, I don't mean like verbal language. I know the language of style that you want to go into. If it's bridal dresses you want to go into, you need to know is it those subtle styles? Is it those elaborate styles? Is it those elegant styles? Is it those big, wedding dresses that you see online on Bella Ninja and all of that? Do you understand what I'm saying? So is it just what your clients bring to you that you want to deliver? Is it a ready to wear brand you want to have? Is it a customized brand you want to have? So you just make your researches on all of that. So don't forget, the first tip is that know that this business calls on to you. My second tip is that you should do your research. So now the third tip I will tell you to do is that you should expect highs and lows. Expect um expect good seasons, expect not so good seasons. Do you understand me? It is not to be negative, it is not to, be to discourage you, it is not to do any of those things, but it is just business. This is business. This is business. This is business. It's not like the 9 to 5 you are used to. Like I said, expect highs and lows. And this is because you are dealing with a very delicate niche. This bridal niche, it is very delicate. You have to be someone that pays attention to details. You have to be someone that is ready to satisfy the client to the core. To the core. A happy bride is a happy vendor eventually, because you know what travels. So when I say expect highs and lows, expect that you can do something for a bride, you can render a service for a bride, and then she's not satisfied. Be ready to clean it. If it's a makeup, be ready to like clean the slate and redo it again. Try to this is a niche, this is a business that you have to satisfy your client. Your client satisfaction should be your utmost, priority. Now my next step is to build resilience, build a hard back, build a thick skin, build a hard cover, build anything buildable, build your walls, build what else can we build? Just, build resilience. And the reason why you should build resilience is because this business is not the kind that comes and goes. Of course, it can be seasonal. It can have the, peak moments, low moments, average moments, all those kind of things. But you know that this business is here to stay, except people don't get married anymore. So far, people are getting married. There's always a need for you. There is always a need for you. So telling you to build resilience is because this business is here to stay, except people don't get married anymore, and it's not possible. People love love, they will always get married. Every Saturday, go to events also, you see one wedding is happening, one wedding or the other. Go to Ikoyi registry, you will know that people are getting married every day, every day. So just know that this is a business that is here to stay. And you should also build resilience, stand firm. Don't because one bride did one thing for you, you now close up and say you're not doing business again. No, that's not how we should be. Build resilience, stand firm. Know that you said you are here to stay. This business, this bridal business, we are all here to, solve problems and make our profits from it. My next tip is that you should spread into branches. Like I told you at the beginning of this video, I told you that I started with bridal hairstyling. Now I have spread my wings. I have, gone into several other things because the need came for it. The need came for it. Now I make robes for bride. I rent out wedding dresses for bride. There was need for it, and I was able to solve for two or more people. And then, of course, an opportunity, a problem breeds opportunities. So yeah, I was able to do all of that. So that now I am into all of those. I rent out wedding dresses. I provide bridal accessories, of course, to your taste. I make customizable bridal robes, very beautiful bridal robes, and for the bridesmaids, bridal flip flops, hair vines, all of those things, all of those beautiful things. I do all of that, and that's because the need came about three branches that I have spread into. So that's why I would advise you spread into branches. If it's bridal makeup, if it's makeup you want to go into, you can include hairstyling. I've had people, I have the likes of Solange. She does makeup, she does hair. Who else? Who else? Who else? I think she's the only one I know for now that does makeup and hair. Um, Caris Israel. She does hair and she also sells wig. So it's just something that you will eventually have to go into, because when over 10 people ask for this service, I'm saying I don't do such, I don't do such, I don't do such. There's an opportunity, there's a problem in the field there, and it's an opportunity for you to grab it. So far you know what you are doing. So far you can do your due diligence, make your research, and solve the problem. You are good to go. The next step is that you should not journey alone. This business world is not a journey you should tread alone. It's not a path you should go alone. Have mentors, have role models, have people you look up to, people you like, you can, rest your back on. If it means that you should learn from someone before you go into the business, if you have to like work in maybe a bridal store before you can open your own, with the mind that one day I'm going to own my own store. I tried that, it just did not work because I was aiming for those big bridal stores, those ones in Lekki, and it wasn't that convenient. I didn't even have the time. But eventually the need came for it, and God has brought me this far, and is still taking us far by the grace of God. So yes, don't journey alone. This business world is not something you should do alone. Have people you go to for business advices. Have people that can, give you good counsel, especially in business when you have when you meet a roadblock, something that is so hard, or that is weighing you down, or that you can't, seem to like get ahead of at that moment. Have people you can turn to, people you can talk to, that will give you good advice, good counsel. Of course, they have to be in business also for them to understand what you are going through and give you good counsel. The very last tip I have for you is that you should start with people around you. Don't wait that your first client will come from an outsider. Of course, people say you are not opening business for your relatives, but they are the very first people. They are your very first, encounters. They are your very first people that you will meet. If you have a friend that is planning a wedding, offer services. Offer services. That was how I started. That was how I started, telling you the facts. And this is real facts. I had friends, of course. I'm in a stage of my life that all my friends, are getting married. I have people getting married around me. My cousins, my sisters, my friends, my aunties, like people around me. I have them getting my church members, colleagues. You have people getting married around me. I offered to help. I know it's some. I love market runs. I love shopping. I love sightseeing. I love window shopping. I love shopping, actual shopping. So I knew I could bargain well. And my shopping is not just going to the mall. It's going to markets, going to Lagos Island, going to Oshodi, going to Arena, going to trade fair. Those are my kind of shopping. I would go to stores because I don't know, it just gives me a sense of pride when I get something cheaper. Sometimes I just think I have to think about it. That what about the transport fare that took me to that place? If you add it to the money, it's better to get it somewhere around. But then it was something I love doing. I love seeing varieties. I love having options to choose from. So, and I know my friends, if I know that this person cannot do the sourcing, cannot do this thing, I will offer to do it. I will offer, of course. It was helpful for me. I had friends that I sourced for their jewelries, and it was mine to post. When I snap them, when it's on the wedding day and I snap them, it's on my brand. It's on my brand. I didn't have to like advertise or do too many things. At least I've had like five, 5 friends that I was able to source for them, including my wedding. That's why I was saying, that was why I said 5, including my wedding. So I've had like 4 friends that I had to source for things for them, and it's for my own good. I was able to post online, and then I have, and that was what birthed the business. That was what rebirthed the business. Of course, I've been posting since 2020, and then now people come to me with posts from 2020, from 2022, 2023, and all of that. So yes, just offer help, offer help. You might not have so much gain from it. It might just be the transport fare that the person will be able to cater for. But know that you are building your business, you are building your brand. Be ready to do free things. Be ready to do free things. I can't imagine the amount of free air that I did for people. I'm telling you, because I was ready to build my brand. I wanted to build my brand. So it's something you should look into also. That's this final tip I'm giving you. So be ready to build the brand. And building the brand would mean offering help to people, offering help for people, being there for people, going all the way for people. So if you want more details on this, watch out for part 2, because there's definitely more. I didn't exhaust all the tips I have because I do not want this video to be too long. So watch out for part 2 of building your bridal business in 2025. So thank you so much for watching. I am Victoria, and it was nice having you around. See you in my next one. Bye.